And, the first couple years was definitely not the easiest. Just adjusting to the whole new environment, yeah, it was not easy.
Yeah.
Even back in Korea, I
Yeah.
have people that ask me, when I tell them that I'm from the Philippines, they always have this notion that Philippines is such a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Because of, I don't know, guns and whatnot.
Yeah.
But not once did I, in my time here in the Philippines, did I ever think my life was threatened or I was in danger. If
Right.
anything, I feel even safer here than in Korea.
Yeah.
Drinking, underage drinking,
It's typical. Yeah.
that's, very typical, and just underage clubs,
Right. Yeah.
좋아요 눌러주시고 구독 부탁드립니다.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, before we begin, a very quick introduction to our guest speaker today, Justin. Justin is a South Korean who's lived here in the Philippines for 16 years of his life, coming to the country at the age of 5 when his family decided to look for better opportunities abroad and for them to learn the English language. Justin considers himself to be very much more of a Filipino than a South Korean, and he does have a heart that is very much pusong Pinoy. So Justin actually came back from South Korea just a week ago, a week before this video publishes, to experience and reconnect with his Filipino roots before he enlists in the mandatory military service that's going to take him a year and a half to accomplish. With that being said, Justin and I, we've also been very good friends since our high school days back here in the Philippines at the Colegio de San Agustin, Makati, where I've been able to take him on this channel and interview him for his story. With that being said, I hope you stick around because this video, we're going to talk about him adjusting to life in the Philippines as a South Korean at the age of 5, to him growing up here and also returning back to South Korea as a gyoppo. And we also go deeper about his personal life here as he returns as a kababayan. But with that being said, enough of the yapping. I hope you stick around for this video because he's got interesting stories to tell you. And here's the video.
It's good to have you back here in the Philippines, man.
Thank you, man.
How long has
Thanks
it
for
been
having
since
me.
you've come back here?
It's been about a week, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a week.
So how's it been so far for you?
It's been good,
Yeah.
seeing friends, old friends, family. It's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
always a good time coming back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just in case you didn't know, guys, Justin and I, we went to the same high school here in the
That's
Philippines.
right.
And he's been here his whole life. So I just wanted to get him in this channel because he's got an interesting story to tell that not a lot of people know. Especially even some of his closest friends, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
So Justin, why did you come back here to the Philippines anyway?
Well, I came here mainly to visit family and friends before I enlist to the military in 2 weeks' time. Exactly 2 weeks now,
Right.
actually. Yeah.
So you're gonna be enlisting soon. You
Yeah.
excited for it?
Well, I can't say I'm necessarily excited, but just trying to get it done and over
Yeah.
with. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Okay, so before we begin,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that's very curious about yourself. Like, who the heck is this new guest in this channel, right?
Uh-huh.
So could you give us a brief background of who you are?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Justin Hyun Jae Im. That's my Korean name. I'm a Korean expat who's lived here in the Philippines for nearly 16 years.
16 years.
Yeah,
man.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm 21 now, currently a university student back in Korea. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Perfect. So Justin, I'm pretty sure we just want to find out, how did you end up here in the Philippines anyway?
Well, basically, my family and I moved here back in 2007, I'd like to say.
07, yeah.
Yeah. So that was back when I was still a baby. I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Had no idea what was going on. And I know we moved here mainly for the reason of learning English and just growing up in a different environment compared
Right.
to Korea.
Were you born in South Korea?
Yes, I was born and raised
Okay.
in South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess being here since the age of 5, what was it like growing up for you here in the Philippines?
Well, contrary to what most people would believe, I never had any bad experiences as a foreigner in this country, like racism or whatnot. I would say I grew up a very comfortable life, and
Yeah.
I'm very blessed to be able to say that and to have gone through that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I just love it here in the Philippines. What
Yeah.
else can I say? It's literally my home.
Right,
Yeah.
What's it like for your mom to raise a family here in the Philippines? I mean, she's South Korean that came
Right,
to the Philippines
right.
with, I guess, zero knowledge about the country.
Yeah, it was a big move, not just for our family, but for my mom. She had to take on all the burden,
Right.
And, you know, just to raise both of her kids here in a country where she doesn't even know the language, you know, she has no friends or connections whatsoever. So it was a very tough decision, a rather bold move, if I say so
Right.
myself. And, you know, the first couple years was definitely not the easiest. Just adjusting to the whole new environment, yeah, it was not easy.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I respect my mom so much.
Right.
You know, she's definitely the person that I look up to the
Yeah.
most. And till this day, like I feel like she embodies what a businessman or woman
Right.
is, you know.
Yeah.
She's gone through so much adversities, and despite not, even till now, like she barely speaks the language. Of course, she knows the basics
Yeah.
and whatnot, but
Just to
still,
get by, definitely.
yeah, just to get by. And seeing her work, it's inspiring, honestly. And
I'm just gonna cut you there, but
Yeah.
hope you don't mind me asking.
Uh-huh.
When you say your mom had to take up all the burdens
Right.
of raising a family, does that mean you grew up with an absent father, with someone who's absent in the family?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Right.
right. So before we had moved to the Philippines, my mom and my dad had actually gotten a divorce. That's actually also one of the reasons why we moved to the Philippines, you know,
Right.
to start a new life. Well, looking back now, I don't think it was it made that much of an impact for my childhood, at least, because my mom, you know, she did the best she could to make up for my dad
Yeah.
being absent in my
So
life.
your mom really just took on the roles of being a father, a provider,
exactly.
caregiver, and everything in between, man.
Yeah, and you know, that's why I appreciate her so much. You know, I love her from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So all of those things, when the divorce happened, your family getting, your mom and dad marrying each other, it all happened in South Korea.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Would you recall by now why your dad left and why your family got a divorce?
Well, from what I know, from what I've heard from my mom, so my dad used to work as a banker, if I'm not mistaken, and he used to
Finance guy.
finance guy. He used to loan money to people. He would also borrow money from people, and which eventually led to debt that he had been hiding from my mom,
Right.
from our family. And it got to the point where he had to tell my mom and our family. And I think at that point, the debt had, you know, accumulated interest and whatnot, and just got to the point where my dad had to file for bankruptcy.
Damn.
And my mom had to literally sell everything and just give up everything
Right.
to pay off those debts. And I know by now, like, just a couple of years back, like my mom had taken care of all of that. But you know, like, it sucked, especially for my mom. I mean,
Definitely. I mean,
like-
again, just like what you mentioned, she took up some more responsibilities. On top of
exactly,
that, you know?
exactly. And yeah, I mean, even thinking about it now, like,
Yeah. I mean, growing up, how did you deal with that? I mean,
Well, you know,
how's it like being with an absent father? If you don't mind me asking.
yeah, of course. I don't mind at all. Like, I'm very open about this, but you know, like I mentioned previously, like because thanks to my mom, like she did the best she could to really make up for
Right.
my absent father, and I never really like felt the need for me to like have a father, really. I mean, of course there were moments where, you know, I would go over to my friends' places, you know, they'd have like both parents, and you know, I'd think like
Yeah.
what it would be like, you know. I feel like that's
Yeah.
normal though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only normal, but that doesn't mean like I was never.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty tough, man.
It is
Yeah,
tough.
It's very tough.
It is
yeah.
tough, but you know, that's life.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long for me to really realize that and accept that. If anything, it just makes me all the more grateful and thankful
Right.
for the mom I have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dang. So I guess knowing what you know now, there's no guilt, no grudges you hold to your dad.
no.
Yeah. I mean, do you keep in touch with him?
We used to actually.
Yeah.
We used to stay in touch. I believe it was in 8th grade
Yeah.
summer. That's the first and last time I saw him.
First and last.
Yeah,
Dang.
ever since the divorce.
Yeah. I mean, you were 5 years old, so.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
So that was the first and last time I saw him. Like, I know he's in Australia, you know. He's in Australia, and well, we don't stay in touch anymore. I don't know where he is now.
Yeah.
But
So who broke the connection? Was it you or your dad?
you could say it was
Both?
both, or it just happened. Like it wasn't like intended or anything.
Yeah.
It was during the pandemic, actually. But yeah, like, well, for one, like my mom didn't feel comfortable
Yeah.
with both my sister and I staying in touch with our dad, mainly because she felt that eventually in the future, like he would end up becoming a burden to us as well.
Right.
Like we'd feel the need to like take care of him as well, which is the last thing she wanted,
Yeah.
especially because he never supported us.
Not even a
in-
single penny.
Not even a single penny throughout their entire childhood or up till now. So that's actually the main reason why.
I think that speaks volumes about your mom, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she cleaned up all the messes, and now she doesn't want any trails of that even
Right,
going
right.
to her child.
Exactly, exactly.
Two of you.
Yeah.
You and your sister.
Yep.
Yeah. Just so I'm pretty sure some of the viewers out there are curious about my life. I'm not making this about me, but
No, of course.
to an extent, I really do understand what you're going through. My whole life I never had a dad, and the only time I had quality time with him was when he was dying of cancer.
Right.
Squeeze in 17 years of your life into 6 months. It just doesn't work out.
Of course.
And what's funny, guys? I don't even know much about these details about Justin up until today, and I've known this guy for what, maybe 5-6 years now.
Oh no, it's been close to 8 years.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's close. It's been close to 8 years now.
Close to 8 years, and this is probably like the only time I know about the specific
Yeah.
details about his life.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on from that. And by the way, thank you so much for being vulnerable in front of camera, man.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. If anything.
So like, is that the video?
Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras.
So that being said,
Yeah.
I mean, did it feel awkward for you growing up? Because I'm pretty sure, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not
Yeah.
being racist. You look very Korean, bro. How is it like growing in a Filipino community, in a Filipino school, as a South Korean?
Well, like no, it's just I'm trying to think about it.
Getting flashbacks
And,
now?
yeah, I'm just getting flashbacks here and there.
Open the can of
And
beans.
being a Korean, or just being different, being a foreigner.
Yeah.
Of course, you get the looks here and there, and you get the usual comments like small eyes, whatnot. But I mean, it's facts.
Yeah, it's
Right,
facts. Though,
Anyways,
it might sound like we're coming off as like racist or
Yeah.
culturally inappropriate, but we can speak for that because we're in we're in
Right,
a culture where
right.
we have those eyes, and
if anything, I
Yeah.
feel like builds tough skin.
it does.
Yeah. It never really got to me, I'd say. Like I never felt insecure of
Yeah.
being Korean or being a foreigner. Or
You're a handsome guy, man.
no.
Carry on. I'm sorry.
Anyways, yeah, and if anything, like despite all those jokes and whatnot, like I think I was really blessed with good people throughout my life. The people around me never made me feel left out or anything. I always had someone beside me. Yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I had a very special, quote unquote, childhood growing up.
Just a typical.
Yeah, just
family,
typical
yeah.
family. We all have our differences and whatnot.
I'm gonna cut you there again.
Yeah.
I'm very curious
Yeah.
now. You were born. You're not born here, but you were raised here your whole life.
Right.
Would you say you're more Filipino or more Korean?
Definitely more Filipino. Yeah. Still. Despite having lived the past 2 years in Korea, like I would definitely still identify as more Filipino than Korean.
Than Korean, yeah. So did you grow up in because your household was Korean, right? Your mom and your
Yeah.
family, your
Yeah.
siblings.
Yeah.
Were you guys doing more of a Filipino culture there or South Korean culture?
Definitely more South Korean.
Yeah.
South Korean.
Well,
yeah.
what kind of stuff do South Koreans do in their home?
Good question.
In Japan, like we take off our shoes. We gotta
Yeah,
make sure we're very formal and we say itadakimasu, all of those stuff. Bow, respect your elders.
Right.
I
I would say it's relatively the same. Like East Asian culture in general.
Right.
You got typical like taking your shoes off before entering the home.
Yeah.
Being respectful to your elders. That's a must.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
really. Yeah.
when you're
Nothing
East
out of the
Asian, everything
ordinary.
is just similar, right? And Southeast
Everything's
Asian is
really
also similar. But anyways, with that being said, I want to go back to your grade school life, and I want to ask you, what was it like being a San Beda student?
San Beda student. Huh.
Because
Good
I'm
question.
gonna put this in the video because I get a lot of comments on TikTok asking like, what about this university or this school? So I
Right.
don't know. As a South Korean, what was it like being in San Beda?
In San Beda, well, oh man, overall, like I had a great time in San Beda, obviously.
Right.
Like I don't remember much, but I remember, like I said before.
He's getting flashbacks.
Yeah,
everyone.
I'm just getting, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
You know, just looking back, because it's been a while since I've like just thought about any of this.
Definitely.
And so, anyways, yeah, I'm just drifting off topic.
Okay. I guess, okay, let me just switch the question up.
Yeah.
What's the most memorable moment for you in San Beda?
Memorable moment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I guess being a Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
I guess.
Well, you were in grade school when this happened, though.
This
of
was
course.
back when I was like, what, 12?
Yeah.
10? I don't even know. Yeah, I guess being a Boy Scout, I mean, there's a lot of memories.
Yeah.
We'd have like, I forgot what it was called, but what's the, like, Santo Niño?
Like the festival?
Yeah, the festivals.
Yeah. The
And, like,
fiestas, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember, I clearly remember where we'd all gather like in the field and just dance.
Right.
Yeah, and that's still like, I still remember those days where we'd be practicing those dances in the covered court and, you know, rehearsing for those, and then on the day itself, like we'd be all dressed up and then
Yeah.
just dancing.
You
That's
guys
still,
wearing barongs?
not just barongs. Like I wish I could show you a picture, but
Okay, I'll just
Yeah.
ask Justin to send it to me and I'll include it in this clip. So you better send that. These
yeah,
viewers
I'll
wanna
look
see
for it.
that,
I'll
yeah.
look for it.
But
if I
okay,
can.
anyways, did you experience any bullying in San Beda?
In bullying, no. Actually, like funny enough, like I don't think I've
Ever gotten bullied, right?
bullied. Yeah.
So moving on further, now we want to talk about your high school life.
Okay.
You know, I think
That's yeah.
there's a handful
That's
of
more
my
refreshing.
viewers that are in high school right now, and I guess now the common ground we have is we came from Colegio, San Agustin, Makati.
Right.
So what was it like for you being a student there?
In San Agustin.
Yeah.
Oh man, my days in CSA were one of the best.
Yeah.
You know. So when I first moved to CSA in the 7th grade, I was placed in the international section where
He says it more nicely. They just call it the foreigners class back
yeah,
then.
yeah, the foreigners class. I don't know if they still have those.
They still do have it.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Well, that's where I met most of actually all of my close
Yeah.
friends, which I'm still friends with till this day. It was just the best time, man. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, like growing up in grade school, I never really had any foreign friends.
Yeah. Majority of your grade school life was Filipino friends.
Yeah, it was like a
Right,
very
right.
Filipino environment. I had like a couple Korean friends here and there, but for some reason I got along more with
Right.
the Filipino people or my Filipino friends.
At this point, man, we could just try and make this whole video in Filipino.
We could.
I'm probably gonna butcher it more, but
No, I'm kidding. Let's
Okay.
not do that. Let's not
Okay.
do that though. Anyways, yeah, so it was a very new environment once again. And you know, by that point I had kind of gotten used to like moving around back
Yeah.
and forth. I guess being surrounded by other expats just like me.
Yeah.
It really helped.
yeah. And
To-
CSA had a lot of expats.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
And that really helped. And you know, the teachers are all nice. And I'd say like on average, like compared to other high schools, CSA definitely has, or just the Philippines in general, like have a lot of people per batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, being put in such an environment, you know, getting to meet different people and all very nice people as well. It was a very welcoming environment, to say the least.
Yeah.
And
That's great. Also, I'm
yeah.
gonna cut you off there again,
Uh-huh.
and I want to move further since you know high school is basically the time of your lives when you basically have freedom now at this point, right?
Uh-huh.
Carefree. You're getting money from your parents. You're
Right.
blowing them off left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I like how you're laughing right now. So I guess when you were able to get, you know, a taste of the high school life, were your parents strict? Was your mom strict about letting you out?
no, actually, which is it's another thing that I'm very thankful for about my mom. Like she was, I guess, what you would refer to as a cool mom. You know, she didn't really mind me staying out late at night
Yeah.
or coming home late. You know, she gave, in that sense, like she gave a lot of trust in me, and I knew, like I had that responsibility
Yeah.
to not just have my fun, but also to take
Yeah.
care of myself. You know, my grades, and so
Yeah.
I had a very like free
Yeah.
high school experience.
Now, I'm curious too about the safety. I mean, as a South
Safety,
Korean,
uh-huh.
then and up to today, do you ever feel unsafe here in the Philippines?
No, see, that's what I don't get. Like, even back in Korea, like, I
Yeah.
have people that ask me, when I tell them that I'm from the Philippines, they always have this notion that Philippines is such a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Because of, I don't know, guns and whatnot.
Yeah.
But not once did I, in my time here in the Philippines, did I ever think, like, my life was threatened or,
Yeah.
like, I was in danger. If
Right.
anything, I feel even safer here than in Korea.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
You feel safer here in the Philippines
Yeah.
than South Korea?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so what's the difference between the two?
In terms of, like, security?
Yeah, and security and safety.
Well, okay, this is a very controversial topic, but
Ooh.
you know how
Picante.
no, but Korea is more developed country per se, and they have surveillance everywhere. Some people would agree that having that much like surveillance going around
Should
by the
be
government,
safe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a safe thing. But on the other spectrum, there are people who say like it's an invasion of privacy and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's one of the points. I feel like if we're speaking on like just the people,
Yeah.
I feel like the people in Korea, there are of course like nice people. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not trying to shit on like Koreans, Most of the population, or okay, some of the population in Korea are very close-minded per se.
Right.
And they're very closed off to not just foreigners, even Koreans like me, like overseas Korean or Koreans who have lived abroad for quite some time.
Yeah. I guess when it comes to like here, I think in the Philippines, people's guards are just way up higher. So people wouldn't expect much from people to do bad, and if they do, they're gonna expect it to the point where they have to really keep an eye out.
Right.
But I guess in South Korea, hearing from what you're telling me, it seems as though there's surveillance everywhere. Maybe it invades privacy, but at the same time, everyone's just gotten complacent thinking that a surveillance camera can keep you safe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving further, being as a high school student, what's probably like the wildest thing you've experienced?
The wildest thing I've experienced.
Because
Well-
when you go to high school, there's a lot of like wild stories.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Okay, I don't know if this is fine to say, but I guess looking back at it now, back then, of course, I thought it was like normal since everyone else was doing it. Drinking, underage drinking,
It's typical. Yeah.
that's, very typical, and just underage clubs,
Right. Yeah.
What was the name of the place?
We don't have to name names.
Oh, okay,
We gotta name names
Okay, we're
now.
not naming names
Yeah.
now.
I don't want to
But-
catch a case.
Yeah, but it's just crazy looking back how like my very first clubbing and drinking experience was when I was 14, I believe. 13, 14.
Yeah.
And if that happened in Korea, that's
That's kinda like-
it's crazy.
yeah.
It's gonna be a whole big case.
Yeah.
But in the Philippines, those things are possible, and it's not necessarily legal per se, but it happens. So I guess that would be what I would
Yeah.
say was like the craziest
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after high school, when you were going through high school rather,
Yeah.
when did you decide that you wanted to leave the Philippines, or did you decide that you wanted to stay here your whole life?
So, back when I was in senior high, in 11th grade, that's usually the time people start preparing for the future,
Right.
for university and whatnot. However, this is much more on my end, my fault. But I never really thought about like going to university or whatever.
Yeah.
So I had actually planned to. I was always just like go with the flow type of guy, and if anything, I had just thought I would end up going to university here, if anything, and just spending the rest of my life here in the Philippines. But eventually, I had a talk with my mom. So Koreans like me who have lived abroad, we have this special privilege, I guess you would say.
Special privilege.
Yeah, special privilege of not having to take. So Suneng is a college entrance exam that every high school student goes through in Korea. It's one of the toughest, if not the toughest, entrance exams. During Suneng period, like during the exact exam day itself, the government goes as far as to delay flights, but that's how serious it is back in Korea. And Korean high school students, they study for a whole year and
Wow.
spend a lot of money just to get through those exams. Anyways, we'll go more into.
Now, why
yeah,
were you
more-
exempted? Why did you have this privilege?
Yeah,
on your
so
hands?
going back to that, Koreans like me who have lived abroad for 12 years or more, we automatically get exempted from
Right.
having to take this exam
Yeah.
to apply for university, which is, it's basically a free pass
Yeah.
to university.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
this applies to any country in the world.
yeah,
No offense,
Yeah, yeah.
even if they're coming from a third world country.
yeah, yeah.
Oh wow. Or should I say underdeveloped for you offended people out there? But yeah.
Yeah, and so I had only found out about that when I was in, like, right before I graduated high school.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. So, okay, going back into one of the reasons why my family decided to move to the Philippines. That was actually one of the reasons.
Just so you could get exempted after.
Right.
Yeah.
And
South Koreans take note right now. yeah.
so, I had that golden ticket, that golden opportunity, and I kind of just wasted, My mom had worked her ass off just for me to have that opportunity, so I couldn't just say no.
Yeah.
I couldn't just be selfish and just decide to stay here in the Philippines. Honestly, at first there was a lot of pressure, definitely. I was very conflicted on whether I wanted to stay here in the Philippines or move to Korea and continue studying there. But eventually I decided that I'll first go, and if ever it's not for me, then I'll
Right.
just, come back.
Yeah.
There's always that opportunity, but the one thing I hate the most is regretting anything. So yeah, I just decided to take that opportunity to go to Korea, and 2 years later, now we're here.
You went to Korea. When did you leave the Philippines?
So I left the Philippines back in 2022. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So after
Beginning
the
of
pandemic.
2022.
Yeah.
After the
Yeah.
pandemic.
So in the pandemic, you were here in the Philippines.
Yep.
Cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
I took a gap year after I graduated high school, preparing for university, and also just, during those times, like, everything was very unsure. It was unlikely what would have happened. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now that we've really established that you're very much a Filipino now, and you're moving back to Korea at that time of 2022.
Yeah.
What was transition life like coming from the Philippines to South Korea?
Whew. Well, it was definitely not an easy decision to say the least. First off, like, of course I have other family members back in Korea. I just wasn't used to. It just wasn't easy
Take your time.
leaving, everything behind. My family or my mom,
And all your friends.
all my friends.
Me.
That was the hardest part. Yeah, you as
Yeah.
well. I still remember Yao dropping me off at the airport, and
Oh yeah.
we were
I
just
remember
bawling
that.
our eyes out. But
Never happened.
well, yeah, that was one of them. And well, adjusting to Korea itself. First of all, like, language was a big part. I grew up speaking Korean in the house. I wouldn't say I was terrible at it. I knew enough to get by, and I knew it wouldn't be a problem necessarily. If anything, I just wasn't confident in my abilities. But when I first moved in to my university, to my dorm, I think a major key to what helped me really adjust to my life in Korea was just being surrounded by other people like me once again. Kyopos. So kyopo is a term used to refer to Koreans like me, overseas Koreans, Koreans who have lived abroad. We have a lot of kyopos in our university, or in Korea in general, you have a lot of kyopos anywhere you go. So, just being surrounded by people like that, it was a huge help to really adjust into Korean society.
Yeah. Did you have any culture shocks coming back to South Korea?
Culture shocks, not really.
Yeah.
It was, I expected everything
Yeah.
if anything, like, I thought there would be a lot more discrimination, because prior to going to Korea, I hear a lot of things about Korean people being racist or
Having this superior complex, I heard
Right,
about that too.
right.
Yeah.
but I never experienced any of those.
Yeah.
I think Korea's
Also, just so the
been
viewers
really good
know
to me
out
so
there,
far.
what
Yeah.
university did you end up going to?
So I ended up committing to Handong Global University.
Yeah.
It's a Christian university back in my hometown in Pohang.
Dang.
Currently studying Global management, it's just a fancy way of saying business management.
Yeah.
So global management and counseling psychology.
Right, right.
Yeah. Because our university requires every student to double major.
Right. Oh, double, that's a requirement.
Yeah, it's a requirement.
Yeah, okay. When it comes to comparing, South Korean education to the Philippine education, would you say there's a big difference gap in between? Like, honestly speaking.
Honestly, well, I can't say much about that because I've never attended a Filipino university myself.
Right.
But I would say that, I'm just going off of the experiences of my friends who attend university here in the Philippines. I would say the system itself, like applying for classes, just the environment in general, I would say is better in Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't speak much on the level of education that universities provide,
Right.
but yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
So I guess, just as soon as we wrap things up, have you served in the military yet? Because I know in South Korea it's a requirement, no?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So in South Korea, anyone between the ages of 18 to 31, if I'm not mistaken.
How old are you now, by the way?
In Korean age, I am 23.
Korean age, you're 23. So in the age
Well,
we're used to, yeah.
international age, I'm 21.
Also, in South Korean age, you always add 2 years.
No. So how it works is, I believe they follow the Chinese calendar, where as soon as you're born, you're 1 year old.
Right.
As soon as you're born, you're 1 year old, and as soon as it's the 1st of January, you're another year older. So I was born on 2002,
Yeah.
and the year is 2024. So it's on the 5th of October, which is I'm confusing myself.
Yeah. I'm confused as you speak, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm turning 20. I'm turning 22 this year.
Yeah.
If we're speaking in terms of international age, but in Korean age, I'm technically
24.
23 already.
23,
Yeah.
So what happens if someone's born on January 1? Do they age twice in South Korea?
No.
Oh no.
So in South Korea, you don't gain another year of age
Yeah.
on your birthday. It's
Right.
Automatically on the
Yeah.
1st of January.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go back to being a gyopo. I'll probably just edit this. So going back to being a gyopo, right? Am I saying that right?
Gyopo.
Gyopo. So being a gyopo, what was the hardest thing to adapt to in the Korean culture?
In Korean culture, I guess really just the language, if anything.
Yeah.
Despite me being good enough person in a way, I still had to get around trying to learn words here and there.
But everything culturally, the mannerisms, the way the South Koreans work, it was no problem for you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Born in the South Korea, raised in the Philippines for 16 years. It's appropriate to say you are Pusong Pinoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say so.
Yeah. With that being said, what's next for Justin here on out?
Well, from here on out, I guess just the military. So I'm enlisting in 2 weeks. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I'm going into the Marines in Korea. And that's going to be my life for the next year and a half, pretty much.
So everything there is mandatory, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I want to know from a personal level, because I only know this from media level, like tensions between North and South. I guess, is there anything apart from that that's a reason why military service is mandatory in South Korea?
No, it's from what I know as well.
Yeah.
It's really because of the tension between the North and South. At any moment, at any given moment, a war could break out. We're literally separated by a border.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you could even call that a border, but anyways, so it's really just a safety precaution, if anything.
Yeah. Now, how do you and some of your friends that are serving or are yet to serve feel about this whole mandatory service?
Well, most of my friends back in Korea are Kyopos just like me. For us, it's, excuse my language, I think it's bullshit, I get the reason why, required and everything, but a year and a half is a lot of time.
Yeah. Pretty long time too, man.
I still haven't gone, but just based off the stories I hear from people who have gone already, they say it's worthwhile, you become a man Once you're finished with the military, you learn practical skills and whatnot. But I feel like one could really attain all those things by
Outside of the
themselves.
whole
Yeah,
thing,
outside of
right?
the whole
Yeah.
thing, not having to be locked down in one place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't necessarily have a good
Yeah.
or a positive.
Yeah. Now I have a question.
Outlook
Since
towards
most
that.
of your friends are Gyoppos, how
Uh-huh.
do the native South Koreans feel? Are they more nationalistic compared to you Gyoppos? Your Balikbayans, so
No,
to say?
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe there might be a few here and there, but I think they feel the same way, the way we do
Right.
about military enlistment,
Right.
like the mandatory service.
Yeah.
yeah.
So now I want to ask you, why the Marine?
Well, for me it was more of just if I knew I was gonna go, I figured I might as well go do the hardest thing possible.
Right.
And they say you're gonna come out as a man, so I decided just
Go for it.
yeah, just go for it.
Go hard or die, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. That's the mentality. Go hard or go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
hence the reason why I
Yeah.
applied for the Marines.
So before you go to enlistment,
Yeah.
what do you want to do before that, man?
Before that, well, that's why I'm here in the Philippines. Just to have fun, spend
Return
quality
back
time.
to your roots.
Yeah, spend some quality time with friends, family.
And how do you feel?
How do I feel
Before
being
going
back
to
here?
the yeah.
Before going, I'm just not trying to think about military,
Yeah.
if anything, and I'm just trying to spend each day, each hour here in the Philippines most efficient and effective way
Yeah.
that I can. Yeah,
And how does it feel to be back here?
good. Like I said, this is my home.
Yeah.
Philippines is my home. It'll always be my home, and nothing beats that feeling.
Yeah.
Just being back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope this encourages you because I've spoken to a lot of men out there and
Right.
not a lot, but a handful of those people I know served in the U.S. Army, served in other armies abroad, Australian armies. And one thing they've told me about joining the military, it always changes you as a man. So as you said earlier, you kind of just develop a thick skin.
Yeah.
And I do think that once you step out of the military, you're going to be literally a loaded gun yourself, where every challenge you're going to just beat it. And I'm excited because all those men I've spoken to end
Yeah.
up becoming like really great men, great providers, great family men, great lovers to their wives, of course, and great fathers to their kids, which I guess that's why I'm very excited for you. But at the same time, I don't want to discredit you and say, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
what you're going through is nothing. The military is a big thing, and it's
It is a big thing. Yeah.
But with that being said, I think we're gonna do a part 2 soon with him coming out of military.
Yeah. In a year and a half.
Yeah, in a year and a
18
half,
months time. We'll do this once again, and
Yep.
we'll see how my thought process is
Yeah.
of the whole thing
Yeah.
by then.
He's probably like, this guy's a handsome guy in real life. He's probably gonna have another glow up too after coming from the
Well,
military.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Still got a lot to work
Yeah.
on, but yeah.
But with that being said, Justin, is there anything else you want to tell the viewers out there?
Well, minor reviews. My good friend. I just want to say thanks for having me. It's truly a pleasure. Wait.
This is a repeat, bro. Okay, Justin.
Yeah.
Before we end, I'm not gonna include the bloopers before. Can you tell the viewers anything in Korean, Filipino, and in English?
What's that, sorry?
Can you? Okay, Justin. Before we end,
Let's go Korean, English.
okay, no. Okay, Justin. Before we end, can you tell the viewers out there a 3-sentence line in Korean, Filipino, and in English?
Korean, Filipino, and English. 안녕하세요. My name is Justin, and mahal ko kayo.
That's not 3 sentences, bro. 3 sentences in each language, bro.
Oh, in each language? No, we're not doing
Come on. They need to see this, bro, so that they know we're not faking anything.
Okay, so 3 sentences in each language.
Yeah.
3 different?
3 different.
3 different. Okay. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 임현재이고요. I'm 21 years old. Wait. I'm just.
Cut it. We're cutting it from here. To follow Justin and his journey in the military, I don't think you're allowed to post, right? In the military.
No.
Okay, but anyways, to follow Justin and to keep up with his life, I'll link all his social medias down below. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, and if there's anything else you want to tell them, let them know now.
No?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and until the next time, can you say goodbye in South Korean?
안녕.
That's goodbye?
Yeah.
Annyeong?
Yeah.
Isn't annyeong like hi?
No, it's both.
Oh, okay.
You say 안녕 to say hi, 안녕 to say
Okay,
goodbye.
so can we say, please like and subscribe in Korean? Can you teach me?
Please like and subscribe.
And goodbye.
좋아요 눌러주시고 구독 알람 선. Do you also say like turn on post notifications?
No.
Oh, you don't say that. So just
Just like and subscribe and
like and subscribe.
goodbye.
좋아요 눌러주시고 구독 부탁드립니다.
Okay, let's say it in 3, 2, 1. On your lead, bro.
Oh, my.
Okay, let's say it in 3, 2, 1. Screw it, man. We're ending it, man.
No. Okay.
Okay. Let's say it in 3, 2, 1.
네. 신청자분들
Don't laugh, bro. I can't say it. Okay, come on. Let's just end this video. Come on.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
좋아요 눌러주시고 구독. Bro, I can't even speak to you.
It's all good.
Okay.